All right, so things tend to be kind of trending up a little bit. So we do have one little concern. It's kind of snowing in St. Louis, as you can see. Yikes! One, two, four, six of our batters are cold. Only one's hot. A rookie. But that said, you can see league leader or team leader in hits, Arenado, but he's also played 5 more games. I'd assume if Carp played more, Carp would have that. The funny thing is Pujols is third, but a big reason why is because he's played more games than most. The sad thing is Goldie is fourth. Also, he only sits that high because if you look at Edman, you'd assume 8 more games. He'd probably have a few more hits. Um, Carlson, maybe. It is what it is. Home runs. Goldie's second on the team. Nice to see that. Pujols, congrats to him. Cracking 10 as he works his way up a lot of things. You can see those attributes really declining across the board. Yikes. But he sits at 672. So 672 home runs, 28 away from 700. Any other thing, like career average is 297. It's going to keep dropping. Hopefully that slow decline, maybe 295 by the end of the season. I'd like for it to go up to 300, but there's no way. You can see the last couple of years, IRL. Oof, rough. Man, just look at his numbers when he was in St. Louis. Like his prime in St. Louis was so good. So good. Carlson, though, would like to see him get a little bit better. You see his attributes, some of the boosts, some of the drops. We need him to be better. I'd like for him to hit second in the order, and he's just not getting it done right now. But we give him a long leash. We're going to give him opportunities to continue to produce, and hopefully he'll turn the corner because we're going to need him for next season. Lorenz, you can see the power numbers going up. Vision up a little bit. Bader. Yeah, definitely contact should go down. Trust me. The way he's hitting the ball. Yachty, also another guy that's going to be declining across the board. He's struggled too. His average has dropped to 210. He was batting really good in the beginning of the season. Problem is, Drew has been so bad behind him. It still benefits us to start Yachty. One, because Yachty just, even though you look at what Yachty is as a fielder, Kisner by numbers isn't that bad in comparison, but Yachty's Yachty. That pop time still huge help. Pena going up a little bit, nothing major. Still kind of nice to see Edman. You see his power numbers going up. That +7 against lefties, love to see that. That's why he hits the ball so much better against lefties. You can kind of tell by his attributes too. It reflects it. DeYoung, like to see his power go up. Goldie, power the same, contact is significantly down against righties, and it's one of those you can tell. Carp is Carp. We'll just leave it at that. Arenado, power drops a little. Who cares? Still really good. Runs batted in, a huge gap. I think Carp would be the only one on the team to get to 100, unless someone goes on a tear, which I don't see. Bader with 22, will he get to 40? I don't know about that. I think these two probably, somewhere around 25, especially Lorenz. He'll get to 25 because he'll have more opportunities. I can see Bader getting to 35. The average, though, is still really bad. Pena, hot. He hasn't had as many at-bats. He only 45. But Carp and Arenado with respectable batting averages, and everyone else is still struggling. So still trying to find if we can get that third or fourth batter that can be consistent in the lineup to go with these two. Hopefully one near the bottom and maybe one in front of these guys, really, to be able to do some damage going forward. Second half of the season, we've got to hit better. Reflective in the OBP as well. There's a huge gap between them and everybody else. Slugging, Pena and Lorenz up there. Goldie, Pujols down there at 368. I'd like to see that go up as well. The nice thing, though, is the walks. Those have gone up a little bit more. I think part of it is the drop in difficulty to Hall of Fame. Strikeouts nerfed a little, but we still strike out a lot, and we'll continue to do so. See the doubles and triples there. The WAR. At least most are positive. The only starter that's negative is Pujols. I mean, Yachty and, or not Yachty, Carlson is even. Don't like that, but it is what it is. My favorite stat that we've been keeping an eye on, birthing the RISP stat. The rookies, smaller sample size, you can see only 15 and 10. Kisner, 6. But in terms of starters, Carp's by far the best, 321. You want it to be better than your average, and that's part of the problem. His is, Yachty's is. By default, theirs are, but it's so, like, their averages are so bad, it still doesn't really help. 240, 229. Pujols is worse, and then you start to find guys that are negative. You can't have these two. Arenado's 175. Carlson's 175 as well. And then Goldie 131, but hell, Goldie's was at 3%, so it's now up to 13. It's progress. I'll take it. Let's look at the pitching. The pitching side of things, Waino 11, Kim 8. Rodon's a little bit different because we have only had him for a short time, but in his time over, 3 starts, 2 wins. I'll take that. Remember, he got injured in the second start. Flaherty, weird. Also, Miles, weird, but part of it is they don't get a lot of run support in their starts, and especially early on in the season when we were struggling hitting. I feel like they kept us in games, but we couldn't close the deal. Saves, he's going to be on for a while, so we're going to have to find our way, and as you saw against the Diamondbacks, Hicks is going to be a little bit scary, but we're going to go with him, and keep our fingers crossed that things go well. Strikeouts, Rodon again because he wasn't on our team. Really, Jack is the leader with 63. Rodon would definitely not have 85. He was a Cardinal. Bullpen, Hicks and Reyes the worst. Probably our 2 best candidates to be his closer. It's not a good look, but we'll make it happen. Cabrera freshly minted into the pen. 2 innings, no runs, like it. Miller, Gallegos. Our 2 best. Miller, though, I don't like having him as a closer because I don't like having a lefty as a closer. It's a personal thing. Nothing against lefties, but I like Miller in high leverage situations. It doesn't have to be the 9th inning. So I'd probably use him before. But in terms of starters, you can see Kim down there at 2.4. Not too bad. Whip. The worst is Rodon at 1.4. The best is Cabrera at 0.5. Somewhere in the middle, the answer you can see in terms of starters. Miles, the best at 0.92. Quality starts, Miles and Waino with the most, 11. Miles has 3 complete games. We got 2 shutouts. 1 by Miles, 1 by Waino. Blown saves. Yeah, we know we have a lot of those. Still near the league lead. Miller, the most holds, not surprised. Wins above replacement. Pin, Gallegos at 1.2. Miller 0.9, like Miller. Again, huge help. Decay per 9, also nice to see. Gallegos and Reyes so high. It's a little concerning that theirs are higher than Hicks because Hicks goes harder. Just kind of scares me a little bit, just saying. FIP. Power Web FIP is terrible. As is Reyes. That's not good. I'm sure this one will drop some, but these are not good. And then also look at Kim, because you look at his ERA is 2.74. It's a huge difference. Same with Michaelis as well. On the flip side, that's a bad pun or attempted pun. Gallegos 1.33, not bad. And yeah, no hitting stuff. But I want to go a little. Yeah, that's it. So there's cards. We've got one last thing before we call this video. 2. We'll look at 1 with the this, and then I have one other thing I want to take a look at. In terms of starters, let's see. Wayno looks like he'll make the All-Star team. There's not a lot of time left. So we'll just see if he can lock it in. Geigels would have, but he's injured, so he won't be there, but Miller will. So we'll get 2. We don't necessarily have a closer. We definitely won't have a catcher. Will Smith looks to be the starter. First base, Freeman looks to be the starter. Keston definitely is going to start at second. Third, Carp is second, so he'll be a backup. It's unfortunate because really he should be playing second base, but he'd still be a backup because Keston's going to win that spot anyway, so it doesn't matter. Arenado's not going to make it. Having his struggles, they're not going to have 4. At most, they'd have 3. Shortstop, Trey Turner. Tatis second. In real life, I don't care if Turner's having a better season. Tatis definitely will be number 1 because the fans will vote him in. And then the outfield, Ozuna, far and away. Belly over Acuna, impressive. Far and away those 2. Betts taking right, and you can see down there, there's not a single Cardinal in the picture. Event the American League, Verlander looks to be the starter. Foster easily running away with relief pitcher. Chapman with the closer, he'll get that. I don't think Yates, even if he pitches well, will be able to catch him, just not enough time. Mejia's hurt, so it gives Perez a chance to catch up and see how long he's going to be out for. It's a couple days, but a couple days can make the difference if Perez has some good games there. Also notice here at the catcher, don't see Gary. See this guy 4th. Interesting. Abreu and Luke at first. DJ and Glaber. Rendon running away with that one. Crazy. Xander too. Jeez. 200,000 more votes. Stan. Close one with Jordan. They'll both make it. Trout. Whatever. No, he's going to make it. Cruz being a start for this old guy. Father Time keeps knocking and he keeps flipping them off and slamming the door in his face. 316, 531. Not bad. There's one other thing I did want to take a look at though. Don't laugh when I do this. Depth charts. So, this is what it looks like for us right now. We've got Edman in left, Bader in center, Carlson in right. This is normally what we've got going on. So the reason I wanted to come here is I wanted to look at something. So look at the bottom left. Look at the overall speed, contact, all that good stuff. Going forward, I like the fact that they showed the adjust rate. I don't like one thing I've never liked is, like, I know Wayno, Rodon, Yachty, Carp, those guys have to be signed. We all know I'm signing Carp. I'll probably sign Miller depending on how much he wants. Wayno, and we'll see. And Rodon, I'm definitely going to bring back. I'm not going to trade for you and just let you walk unless you were pitch like garbage, which I don't think he will. Going forward, you got Nolan Gorman over there. Tyler O'Neill is still a very interesting question mark, so I'm just not sure what to make of him. It's so weird what this team has, because when you look at some of the things, like DeYoung playing first, DeYoung's going to play short, Edman's going to play out there. I would kind of wish I could move those guys around to where they're supposed to go, but no, it is what it is. Because we're going to sim later on in this franchise. But there's certainly some stuff to take a look at. This is a big one here. Like, his vision is so bad. I don't know if he figures into the plans. I need to figure that out sooner rather than later, because he is a potential big bat that can be moved elsewhere and bring me a pretty good return, seeing how you have 4 years of control of him before you even have to make a decision on what to do. Meanwhile, Dakota Hudson down there. Matt. Cody. Still not sure about Thompson, and we'll have to see how some of our rookies progress. But it's weird because, I'm probably going to resign Bader. I'm definitely going to resign Jack. Like, it's just, I wish they gave you the option to assume, like, player X is going to be signed so you can kind of see, but it is what it is. And the last thing. Sorry, wrong one. Also wrong one. Let's look at the trade block. Teoscar Hernandez has joined the mix. We may be in the market for a relief pitcher. Skylar Alexander's the only one up there that I'm really interested in. I've been kind of keeping tabs on some of the guys that are here. A few more have definitely joined the mix. I like that. But I haven't decided yet. We may even look for, as crazy as it sounds, a bench bat, even with the DH. So, not to be that guy. But, seems familiar. It's a swing I'm familiar with. We'll take a look. But one thing we still are looking at is Brantley. I just don't know how we make the money match up. It's one of the biggest questions I've had, and to be honest, catcher may be something to look at too, because I'm not sure if Kisner is going to be a guy that's going to be the answer either. And if he's not, then the question is, what are we going to do? It brought to my attention, this guy does have a secondary, and it would be, a thing, but I know he doesn't. I'd feel weird about it because he doesn't really play catcher in real life, and I don't want to do. He's able to, but I don't want to do it because I know that he really doesn't play. We'll see, but there have been some interesting guys to take a look at because we're going to have to address the catcher position. I don't think that Yachty's going to be brought back. I'm kind of hoping he retires to make it easy on me. I don't want to be put in a situation where I feel like I have to play him. The Yankees have some. Imagine though, for just a second, because Harb's coming up. Yankees would never have any issue spending money, believe me. But his lack of starting and his immense power could lead to something kind of intriguing to have as a catcher for your squad. Not saying that I would willingly go on and really push towards that, but you've got Judge, you've got Stanton. Tyler O'Neill could factor in to center. I'm just saying, Tyler O'Neill could be an option, and that's a huge gamble. But at the catcher spot at this point, it might be something to look at. We'll see if Kisner can improve, but if Kisner continues to struggle, that's going to be something that I'm probably going to look at. That said, that is the end of the recap of the first half of the season. We'll get started with the second season here shortly. Probably already will have been started by the time you see this, the ending to this second part of the video. But I'm looking forward to seeing what we do. 81 games left. Still have a ton against the Pirates. At least I can be happy about that in the short term. But Milwaukee, if they are still the team and they're going to challenge us, we have them 13 times the rest of the year. Those are going to be some important games. That said, I will see you all on the Twitch side. Have a good one. Make sure you sub here on the YouTube side so you can be notified when the next episode drops. Hopefully, because we're playing in cores, we'll see a lot of runs. You see this guy, Kyle Freeland? We should. Former Cardinal? Yeah. And then, hey, even one of them is on MLB Network. So we'll see how things go. Thanks for watching. I will catch you later.